your goal is not enough.
Welcome to another episode of Geek-A-Tech. So today we are going to talk about different API testing tools which we can use while doing it manually or with the automation. So as you know that this video comes out a quite taking a quite like long time that I am doing the videos once in a month because of my certain commitments I have to fulfill. I was quite busy, so next time I will try to do every video in 15 days and try to come as soon I can. So for today's we will talk about API testing. If you are new to my channel, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press notification bell. So let's start today that what are the API tools you can use. We will talk about them, we will talk about their pros and cons, we will talk about their features also. Some of the tools which we are going to talk about that can be used for manual as well as for the automation, where few of them we can use for manual and we can use them only for automation. Okay, so let's try. So first one is advanced REST client. So it's the plugin for the Chrome. So this is the very basic tool when you start for your API testing manually. I tried it for the first time when I started quite around 6 years back when I started API testing. So I use this tool, and it's a very handy and very useful tool when you test your APIs manually. It is not helpful in automation. It's pure for the manual stuffs when you test the APIs. Okay, so the good thing is it supports cat, put, post, delete and all kinds of HTTPS methods. It's basically provides you response in JSON responses. We cannot test SOAP APIs with this one. It is basically for the REST APIs, as the name suggests, that's advanced REST client. So basically it's for REST APIs. Okay, so whenever you want to do the API testing for REST APIs, then this is a very basic and very handy plugin which is available for your Chrome. Okay, so you can add it and you can start using it. So next is SoapUI. So this is a very famous and very mostly highly used tool in when you test the APIs, whether you are testing it with manual testing or you do the automation, because yes, automation is also possible using SoapUI. You can do SOAP testing, SOAP API testing, you can do REST API testing. It's very broad and it's a very big tool you can use. Okay, it provides the report feature. It provides, you can write coding using Groovy. So for whenever you want to do an automation for the APIs and you are handy with the Groovy, then you can use the Groovy to automate all your APIs and you can run the complete test suite. It's very useful. It provides very detail about your errors. It gives you a very well when especially when you use for the XML based APIs like SOAP APIs, when you are requested XML format and response are in XML format. So it's very useful when you use it. I used it personally with the XML based APIs, SOAP APIs. So yes, it's a very handy and very good tool to use. But there are some certain cons for that is not good for web UI testing. As you know, this is only for the APIs only, and it's also not supporting the mobile applications. It has a little bit difficulty with its documentation also, but overall it's very powerful and very useful tool. Another one, Postman. It's very famous, most highly used tool which we can see nowadays for the API testing. It's useful for manual as well as for the API testing, for the automation testing. Okay, it's you can do both the things with the Postman. If you want to test the REST APIs, you want to test SOAP APIs, you can do it both with the Postman. Okay, if you want to write certain code for automation, then you can use JavaScript and you can automate your API complete suite. Okay, it stores the commands. You can configure the variables also. Even when you use it as a manual testing, then you can create your own variables and you can use in the request, so you don't have to put the different values again and again. Okay, there are certain cons for that. For up to a level of certain APIs, like 1,000 APIs or less, I don't remember the exact number. It's free, but afterwards it's it's required money to purchase those packages for the Postman if you want to use. So if you are having a limited use, if you have certain number of APIs with you, suppose you have 10, 20, 30 APIs you want to test and you want to automate, then it's a very very good tool to use. Okay, it's but there's one more problem, that you cannot test APIs, more than one API simultaneously. It goes for linear, for one by sequential one. Okay, you cannot test them parallelly. Okay, so there is a one more flavor for Postman, is Postwoman, which is nowadays available. I don't have that much knowledge about one, I didn't use that, but I think yes, it's also very good tool to use for API testing. So again, like SoapUI, it is also useful for manual as well as for the automation purpose. Rest assured, so this is a very best tool when you try to automate your APIs, you want to test your APIs using automation. So it's a very good, I can say it's tool. Okay, it's a framework. Okay, they are basically Java based libraries which we can use. We can use it for testing the REST APIs. Basically it's only for the REST APIs, we cannot use for the SOAP APIs. It's handle only the REST one, as the names also suggest, that rest assured. And it also supports the BDD kind of stuff, like given, when then it has in build methods like given, or when, and then, where using those methods you can when you use a then method, then afterwards you can verify all the methods which are helpful for verifying the response code, verifying the responses time, or response messages. You can do it. Okay, so it supports like that. But there is one more problem with this, like if your APIs who are designed to exposed by third party to any third party using the client. Okay, like in my previous project, when my my APIs were not directly exposed, they were exposed using the Swagger client. Okay, so in such case this tool is not useful, because it is directly hitting the server, it is directly communicating with the server, it provides us the responses from the server. In case if you have to go through via the third party tool, or you need to search certain clients to, if you don't want to expose your server directly and you want to expose those client, and based on that if you want to expose your APIs to use for any of the applications, then in such cases rest assured is not recommended. Okay, but again, if you just want to use if your APIs are not exposed without using any client stuff, okay, or any other stuffs, or we can say, if is there any third party bridge based on that, or any client stuff you are using to expose your APIs. If certain things are not in your project, if you're directly exposing your APIs, then the rest assured is the best. I used it personally, it's very very powerful. You can use extend reports with it, you can perform parallel executions, you can create a big big amount of big chunk of your test cases in your regression suite. It's very very fast, very resilient, it's quite stable also. Okay, so it's very good tool to use if you are in automation and you are basically Java based applications you have, which are dealing with the REST APIs. Okay, again, it's not for the C# or Python or any other language, it's just solely based for the Java. As you know, it's basically developed for the Java domain specific languages. Okay, it's an open source, so that's a good thing. Karate DSL, so I use this tool also in one of my previous project. If you are quite new for automation, you have less knowledge about automation, you have less knowledge about coding, you are very you have very basic knowledge about coding, then this thing is for you, for starting also, for starting purposes. It's directly supports BDD. Okay, you just have to write Gherkin format your test cases given when then, and it will do all these stuffs automatically behind the scenes. Okay, it performs things for you, you don't have to write so much of logics. Certain of the areas where when you need specific verification in your application based on the nature of your application, then you have to write a little bit amount of code It supports the code. It's nothing like that it doesn't support, but yeah, for that you need to write a very little amount of code. Rest other things that you can directly verify your schemas, you can verify your requests, you can verify your responses, you can verify the as a part of a schema you can verify that okay, what kind of data I should give, get in the response. Is it an object or is it a message or a string or whatever? So it's a very good tool if you have a very basic knowledge about coding, or you have not that much knowledge about coding but you are good in BDD. Then it's a very good tool to use for the automating your APIs. I used basically for JSON. I didn't use it for XML, but yes, it supports the XML format also, and it's also provide you multi-threading parallel execution, so which is a very good thing. Again, sometimes if you are more technical background, if you want to grow for more technically, if you want to use no code, if you are quite enthusiastic towards your code, then you should not use the karate, because you don't have to write that much code. You have to just like the written the BDD steps, very minimal amount of code you have to write. So there might be a case that you will be feel quite distance from your coding skills. So if you are more towards the coding skills, then you should not use it. Again, the problem with the karate is the same, which is with the rest assured, that if your application is dealing with if you're providing certain clients to expose your APIs, then again it is not able to deal with the client. Okay, it will directly deal with the server, so you can directly verify the responses. But if you are providing a client to expose your API, then it will not be useful for you. Okay, RestSharp. Okay, so it's another very good tool when you are using .NET based frameworks, when you're working on .NET. Currently I'm working on this one. It's a very good, it's very powerful. It's quite, you can say it's a cousin of rest assured. It's a RestSharp. It's basically for .NET based application. You have to write your code in C#. Again, you test your APIs, you can test your REST APIs, as well as you can test the SOAP APIs also. Okay, and it provides the extend reports provides the facility for extend reports. You can configure your reports in extend reports formats also. Again, it's only based on .NET based applications, so yeah, this is a con for it. But when you use it, it's very easy to use. Support is also available on the internet, and there are a lot many stuffs available on internet, that how you can use RestSharp. So if you are from .NET background, then this is a framework for you for automating the APIs which are based on C#. API Fortress. So yes, it's another tool which can be used for automation. You can do it for the REST APIs, you can do it for SOAP APIs. It also provides the CI/CD pipeline, all those stuff. So in the previous which we discussed, SoapUI, Rest Assured, RestSharp, those Postman also provide the CI/CD stuffs. Okay, like the API Fortress, it's quite robust. You can do continuous monitoring also of your API, and you can also provide load testing along with the automation stuff, which is not possible in Rest Assured or RestSharp or with the SoapUI. Okay, SoapUI it's possible, sorry, my mistake, but from ARC or Postman, they are not will be helpful for you for load testing. But yes, SoapUI is up to some extent you can use it. But yes, API Fortress provide you very good interface for using the API monitoring and API testing and load testing. It's provides you simple one-click automation. You can do your monitoring stuffs also with it. But the problem is it's not a freeware. It's not an open source. You have to buy a license for it. You have to pay amount when you use it. Okay, so this is the limitation with this one. So PyRestTest. So this one is basically based for the Python based applications. Okay, you can automate your APIs which are based on REST, and where deal with the JSON format based requests, and you can use the PyRestTest. I never used it, I never worked on this one, but I read about it, and yeah, it's good to use the PyRest for the Python based APIs. So it's again, there is no intense coding is required for this one. Okay, it's about suppose many add-ons we can perform, and it's very easy for performing the smoke test and the health checkups. Again, there are certain problems with that we cannot use it. Curl multi-does curls is not providing synchronization issues has been identified for this API based tool Appium. So most of the guys who worked on automation for the mobile applications, they are very well versed with the Appium, that how it works. Okay, I never worked on this one, I never worked on mobile based applications, but I heard about it quite a lot, and with my few of the friends I have also discussed that how they use it, and this is a very very powerful tool for when you use the mobile based applications or tablet based applications like iOS or the Android based applications. For both it's useful. It supports multiple programming languages like Java, Python, Ruby, C#. Okay, you can use WebDriver based APIs also, and it's an open source, so it's a very good thing to use when you have cost constraints, and one more thing, that it is having a very good support available worldwide. Okay, it has many forums available, you can use it, then you can go for your queries, and it helps you instantly. Okay, another problem, there are not that much big problems, certain problems which is highlighted over here is that documentation is a little bit confusing. Again, it's a bit slow in performance. Okay, but when you use Appium, then knowledge of coding is pretty much required. So yes, this is all about the different tools which we can use for API testing. We can use it for manual testing, we can use them for automation. There are certain tools which are specific for automation, certain tools which are specific for manual, and there are certain tools which you can use for both, like SoapUI, Postman, API Fortress. You can use it for both kind of manual as well as for the automation. So this is all about the tools which I want to discuss today, that what kind of tools available for different kind of languages, and what are their pros and cons. There are many more tools available like Catalan, I think, and many more. I think there's one called Appium. Sorry, I don't remember the exact name, but yeah, so there are many more tools available in the market which I might not be able to cover, but yes, I try to cover at least one tool for each languages like C#, Python, and Java. Okay, so if you want to talk or discuss more about the API testing related stuff, please mention in the comment section, and please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please watch my videos and suggest me your comments, and in comments provide me your suggestions. Okay, so thank you, that's it for today. Thanks a lot, goodbye.